Thank you. Any other proponents that want to speak? The gentleman in the rear.
My name is Dick Roberts, and I live up Audubon Road at Lawn. I moved here in 1951, just a young man, but I knew Molly Ryer, and she didn't have no wine tasting contest going on. And all those years that that building has been there, everything I've seen it when it was a motorcycle repair place, auto parts. You all know the history of that building. Never much done to it to fix it up. Sub shops in there. And along come the Del Grecos, and they put a lot of money into it. They fix it up. It's not an eyesore. It's a nice looking building. And why they wouldn't be allowed to have a beer and wine license is just beyond me. I don't get it. If they don't have it, they may not be able to make their business go. So there goes your tax, there goes people out of work, there goes their investment. The town, this is your town too.
Hey, go ahead. Sorry. I apologize.
Anyway, this is your town too. There's money here that this business brings in. There's people working here. And I don't see any reason why over this take a chance on a neighbor in their business. This doesn't make sense.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other opponents that wish to speak that haven't? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Mark Carbone. I live at 4 Roosevelt Road. I've been there 21 years. I live about 250 yards from the business. I don't think alcohol should be in that part of town. I think it should stay up on 28. And basically, it's the safety of the corner and operation of the business with the park. I think that's one of the main concerns. And I'm opposed to the alcohol. We can open a restaurant. I think I have no problem with that. It's just the alcohol. Thank you.
Welcome. Any more proponents that want to speak? I see a hand in the back. I don't see a face. Okay, thank you.
I've lived in this town for 37 years, and I've lived on Park Street.
Name and...
Celia Herman. I live at 58 Park Street, approximately a quarter of a mile from the next one. I suppose you could say I'm one of the elements that would be frequenting the restaurant and having a glass of wine with my dinner, and perhaps I'd be one of the poison smokers out front that would be smoking as well. But I do believe I have a choice. I have a right to be able to go in and have either a Pepsi or a glass of wine with my dinner. I don't see it as detrimental to property value whatsoever. I don't see it as a prestigious area of the center of town. When you have a gas station across the street on one side, a strip mall across the street on the other side, and a block away another strip mall in a business area, but it's a respectable business. The people that I've met in there are wonderful citizens of this community. They're not elements or bikers or anybody that anyone would have to worry about. And we're not talking about a bunch of drunks that are staggering out of the restaurant at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, bumping into our children, and heaven knows what people are worried about with it. I just am amazed at the witch hunt that has started over this restaurant getting a beer and wine license. I think it's offensive to me, and it's an insult to me as a member of this community to even have it insinuated that I would not know how to handle alcohol responsibly enough to be able to go to a nice restaurant. I won't go to Kitty's to have an Italian meal. I don't care for Kitty's. I don't care for any of the other pizza joints in town. I want to go to a nice family restaurant and have a glass of wine or a Pepsi with my meal. And I don't believe anybody should have the right to deny me that. Thank you very much.
Any other opponents? Jim?
My name is Marilyn Reynolds, and I live at 101 East Park Street. We have lived there 50 years, and there've been many little restaurants there, sub shops, maybe little homes, that have, some of them have tried to stay open for dinner, and they didn't make a go of it. But I don't think bringing alcohol into a restaurant in the center of town is gonna bring in business. If they are as good as they say the food is, and they are a family restaurant, I see no need for alcohol. I am opposed to it.
Thank you. Just by a show of hands, how many here that have not spoke would like to speak? Just so I have some idea. Do I see two hands over there? All right, so we'll, after these two, we'll finish the public comment portion of the hearing. Gentleman sitting in the chair.
Am I classified as an opponent or a proponent?
You tell me at this point.
Actually, I have, as you can see, I do frequent restaurants, and I have nothing against any restaurant. And I would probably-
Sir, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Name
My
and,
name is
yeah.
Scarano, and I live at 7 Park Street. Some 20-something years ago, I lived at 78 Havel Street. Then I moved up the road to Linfield, and saw the era of my way and moved back. And I can't believe what you all have done to the town, but I didn't realize I had to pay for my trash pickup. That's it. My only concern is the intersection. I mean, I could have, I go there, you know, I'm on the road most of the time, and I've been on manufacturer's rep for many, many years. And just getting a cup of coffee there, totally sober, is really, and that's just a fact. That's what you do, with, in my opinion, whether you serve a glass of wine. I mean, I could literally have a glass of wine and go up to dinner. It wouldn't walk there, I suppose. I'm just concerned that it's just a dangerous place. It's just a real, I wasn't here at the first meeting. I heard about it, and I said, well, that's just a tough spot. It just really is. And I just wished that they could find a place, if they could find a spot that was, I thought that wasn't as tenuous as that intersection, as dangerous. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm really concerned, one, about the logistics of it. I mean, it's hard getting out for breakfast. It just really is, and that's a fact. And in trying to make that turn, I do it for a living, and then drive a car, but I mean, still, it's just it's just a difficult area. And everybody's been out to dinner. I mean, let's face it, you have a glass of wine, you have 2 wines, you have a beer or 2 beers. In my case, if I had a beer, I'm ready to go to bed. And I don't drink, and I'm sure that people here are alcoholics or whatever. But the reality is that it does change a little bit. Things do happen. And you're just adding an element to what I consider to be a very dangerous situation. Without alcohol, it's dangerous. And that's the only thing. I really feel bad. I think they've done a great job. It's a nice little area, but it's just a difficult area. And that would be my concern, quite honestly.
Hey, I thought I saw one more hand. I think the gentleman left. Okay, so at this point, we're going to cease any public input. Now, I think the attorney for the Del Grecos had raised a couple of issues. And also, Officer Romeo had raised an issue, a little different information that we've had in the past.
Well,
So-
with respect to the parking again, I would suggest you have a restaurant that's been open for several years, and it's not something that cannot be dealt with, in the interest of doing it. It's not something that I think should be it's something that just vetoes what it is. Again, I started off by talking about the case of Donovan versus the city of Woburn, where basically these were all the same issues that the court had decided, and it states that your duty is to consider the needs of the business that the Del Grecos have proposed to you, and that's specifically not the business that would be typically run by others. So I think that although the neighbors have said that this is the same thing, no, it's not. We have put before you tonight specific conditions that you can put, that we would agree to on this license that would take care of any of these concerns that the neighbors have. With respect to the dangerousness of the intersection, I guess any place where vehicles are to be considered dangerous, but the empirical evidence that you have in front of you is that there have been no traffic incidents that we are aware of. No accidents that are attributed to that corner, much less to this business. And I think that we have to go by what you have. Again, this case says that you cannot just conjure up a scenario horrible. We have to look at what the situation actually is and what the Del Grecos are actually proposing. And we have no history of unsafety at that corner, and you have not yet considered these conditions that we're proposing. We're asking that you know and make findings with respect to the application that is specifically before you today. Again, I'm happy to give you any kind of to deal with in an ongoing basis of parking. I mean, that's something that they have an obligation to do. I'm happy to do it. It's just something that's coming up now, and I think it was, the woman said before, we're going after a moving target. If we want to comply with all of the rules and regulations of this board and the Commonwealth, if the Del Grecos have done everything they can to poured all of their life savings into this restaurant, and unfortunately, it isn't going to make it if we can't do dinner and they can't just have alcohol, which is not the focus, but a complement to what is going to be there. And again, we keep going back because I've seen these conditions be very, very successful before, is that you have the ability to condition the license. The police and the fire have a full arsenal at their disposal to make sure that none of these public safety concerns ever arise. The alternative is not to deny the license, but to use everything else in balance so that you are creating a business that can live along with the community. And that's where the hard work is, and that's where the Grecos are willing to go along with it. We're willing to work with everybody. But they have to be given the chance. If they're not going to be given the chance, then it's just something that you're going to see die on the vine, no pun intended, with the wine and beer application. That's what's going to happen here. We don't want to make dire consequences, but there are certainly accommodations that can be made here, that we granted this license so that this restaurant can grow and be a jewel in your downtown area, rather. And I think it's made strides towards that. It's just the fact that adults who drink responsibly want to have a beer and wine with their dinner. Said it all. I don't know, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, but it is a process of accommodation. Not a veto up and down. There's a process that has to work through. I mean, you have full authority under Section 67 of Chapter 138 to bring